Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show. You're on with Dr. Cornell West. Hi.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Dr. West. Thank you for
Hi.
taking my call. I'll be quick.
Okay.
I have a question regarding your presidency. If you see that over the past few years, the Senate race has always been tight and we're always clinching, and with cinema switching parties, why not try running for Senate instead of the presidency, since that's where most of our power comes from? It's not from the president. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a wonderful question. It's a wonderful question. I live in Harlem, 110th Street. Thank God we got our new city councilman, Brother Salim. I'm glad to be in his corner. What would it be like to run for senator of New York rather than president on the Green Party? Because see, I'm just so disenchanted with the two parties. I'm just thoroughly convinced that they're just too tied to Wall Street. They're too tied to Pentagon. They don't really want to focus on poor working people. If I ran for a Senate in New York, that would be a possibility. But the problem is, even the Senate, it's so much a site of legalized bribery and normalized corruption. Once you get in there, you get thoroughly absorbed and co-opted so quickly. It's much more difficult to do that when you go straight for the presidency. But I do hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I'm going to have to think that through.
But Dr. West, you don't think that the presidency isn't corrupted and co-opted? I mean, we just saw Supreme Court justices take money for years, never disclose it, and from people who wanted to overthrow Roe v. Wade and affirmative action, and there's nothing we could do about it. It seems that power, you know the term, absolute power corrupts. So how do you know
right about that? But the difference is, you tell me what you think here, but the difference is that when you have one person and that person is you don't have to deal with trying to coordinate with the will of 99 other senators in wielding power and shaping one's authority. See? So if as one person in the executive branch, if you're already subject to legalized bribery, then you're just going to fall right into co-optation. But if you get a different kind of person, you get a free black man or a free black woman or a free human being who's fundamentally concerned about the interests over against Wall Street, over against the Pentagon, you're going to have a different kind of battle.
I suspect, and walk me through this, because I'm definitely going to get the rest of the call. So thank you, Kathy, in Kansas City, that the presidency is not a king. The president is not a king. So the president has very limited powers, right? And I feel like many of us feel like the president could just come in and do anything that the president wants to do. But it's not the case. There are so many constrictions around so I feel like you're actually more bound as a person, activism wise, if you were to become president than you are right now as a citizen, getting arrested, going out in the streets, fighting for the justices and rights of other people. I feel like that would hem you up.
And that's a very good point, but on two fronts. One is you got executive orders. In that sense, you almost are king-like or queen-like. You don't have to worry about legislation. Look at the cluster bombs that Biden was able to do, which are crimes against humanity, war crimes. How did he do that? Executive order. He went around the law. They passed a law under Obama, there would never be cluster bombs. How you do? Well, it's a 1% versus 2.5%. I'm going to waiver this law and I'm going to do it under this law. So that executive order is a lot of power for the president. But the other one is the bully pulpit. You see that? You got the press and you are helping shape the dialogue. You're going to the prisons. You're going to the hoods. You're going to the school in the hoods. We're going to do something about this. We're going to have a dialogue with this homeless brother. We're going to eliminate this homelessness. This is not an afterthought. Very few presidents do that kind of thing.
Tomorrow, say you get elected. How do you eliminate homelessness, Dr. West? What's the plan?
Massive abolition of poverty. We need $190 billion to make sure that everybody has access to a decent house, has access to food. Make sure your trade union movement strong enough so you have living wages. Make sure that you have access to resources. You need massive reinvestment from military to resources for people's basic social needs. We